Ancient Egypt, Rome, and Greece usually steal the spotlight, but history is filled with civilizations far more mysterious and, sometimes, downright bizarre, that you've probably never even heard of. Today, we'll uncover the Sogdians, the Hittites, and the Sarmatians. Get ready for forgotten empires, warrior queens, lost languages, and trade networks that stretched across continents. Let's dive in. First up, the Sogdians. Never heard of them? Most haven't. But they were the lifeblood of the ancient Silk Road. The Sogdians lived in Central Asia, mainly in what is now Uzbekistan and Tajikistan. They weren't empire builders, but they dominated trade between China, Persia, and Rome. Sogdian merchants introduced paper from China to the West, changing history forever. Their cities like Samarkand and Bukhara were melting pots of Persian, Chinese, Indian, and even Greek cultures. They spoke Sogdian, a language that's now extinct but left its mark in religious texts like Manichaeism and Nestorian Christianity. Even the Chinese Tang dynasty recognized their importance. Many Sogdians became royal envoys and interpreters at the imperial court. Yet, despite all this, they vanished after the Islamic conquests of Central Asia. Next, let's talk about the Hittites, the civilization that literally wrote the book on diplomacy. The Hittites ruled Anatolia, modern-day Turkey, around 1600 to 1178 BCE. They were among the first people to smelt and use iron, centuries before the Iron Age began in other regions. Their legal system was surprisingly progressive, with more leniency than Babylon's Hammurabi Code. The Hittites signed the world's oldest known peace treaty, the Treaty of Kadesh, with ancient Egypt after a massive battle. They worshipped over 1,000 gods, giving them the nickname the People of 1,000 Gods. But they were also brutal. Human sacrifice was part of their religious rituals, and enemies were sometimes impaled or burned alive. Their cuneiform tablets covered everything from laws to spells to stories of demons, some of which are still untranslated. By 1178 BCE, the mysterious Bronze Age collapse wiped them off the map. Finally, meet the Sarmatians, the fierce warrior nomads who may have inspired the legend of the Amazons. The Sarmatians lived between the 5th century BCE and 4th century CE, in what is now southern Russia and Ukraine. They were descendants of the Scythians, and like them, they fought on horseback with deadly precision. Archaeological finds show female Sarmatian warriors buried with weapons, and many had injuries from battle. These women weren't exceptions. They were trained fighters, leaders, and even tribal chieftains. Greek and Roman writers were stunned by their society, where women hunted and fought alongside men. The Romans both feared and admired them. In fact, Sarmatian cavalry were recruited into the Roman army and sent to guard Hadrian's Wall in Britain. Their art featured stylized animals, swirling patterns, and scenes of battle, often carved into bone or gold. Eventually, the Sarmatians were absorbed by invading Gothic tribes and faded into the mists of history. These civilizations may be gone, but their legacies live on, hidden in languages, artifacts, and myths scattered across the globe. The Sogdians connected continents. The Hittites shaped diplomacy and warfare. The Sarmatians redefined what warriors could be. Which one fascinated you the most? Let us know in the comments. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more forgotten history with CM SAAHIB.